How y'all been doing? Been a while since I took you fishing. It's just bloody hot here right now. I don't know if we're gonna get any action or not, but sometimes that's not really the point. Sometimes the point is just to get down here and get away from all the noise and everything else in this crazy world. Got me some big old fat Canadian night crawlers. So one good thing I can report is it's been 2 years last weekend since I started playing over in Eureka Springs. And so I was thinking about how my life was at that point. Kind of like what the conclusions I'd come to and so forth and so on. It's amazing what 2 years can do for you. So I've got that house gig at the Den downtown, and I play at the New Delhi Cafe, and I play at Basin Hotel, and I play at the Rowdy Beaver Tavern out on Highway 62. And you know, I'm going to Bentonville on Friday night this weekend to this place called the Trailhead Tap, which I've been playing that place for a couple of years or so, I guess now too. But you know, it got to a point. This is what it got to. I was gonna quit music and go to work for one of my former students and his father in their business, and I was gonna start out as an entry-level machinist, $16 an hour, no benefits. And so I'm like, you know, 15 years ago, this guy was paying you $40 an hour to teach him guitar. And now, you know I'm not worth crap as a machinist with just one little course, you know, but I can't live on that. And if I'm not going to be able to live, I damn sure don't want to work 50 hours a week to do it. And so I felt like, you know, at that time, I was like, well, if I can't find somewhere to play and something to do, then it's on me. And so I went over there to Eureka Springs. I played that one gig on Friday night at the Quarter. Then I went and sat in with the Pearson brothers and met Doc, and it's just, I don't know, it all just kind of fell into place over there. And so I'm really thankful to be working, and it's great to meet all these people from all over the place. You know, they're just on vacation or away for a quick getaway, and it's great. And I've got, you know, other gigs out of it and other connections and stuff. It's just really been a real blessing to my music career, which at this juncture 2 years ago I thought was over. It's just, the non-musicians, you wouldn't understand how hard this is on so many levels. And I try to shield y'all from the gruesome details, but I mean, there's just lots of just ridiculous stuff that I just won't go into. And I just feel like, you know, what's standing between me and getting the music to the people? Nothing. I can go out there and play and do my thing, and people enjoy themselves. That's the name of the game. Screw all that other stuff, you know. I'm not gonna pay to go play with somebody or sign my life. Ooh, we got something. Come on. This might be one of these bass. It sure acted like it. Dang, okay, here we go. Yeah, it's a bass. Badass. Okay, he's going over the boat. I didn't bring my net. I don't think it's big enough, but I was down here fishing a few years ago, and I don't know. I like to speak in analogies. If you know me at all, you know I like to talk about analogies. But you know, if you want to catch bigger fish, you got to use a full-size hook, you know. And then also, you want to, if your bait ain't working, go fish a different pond, you know. Ah, dang, it's working here. Look at this one. This is a little small one, but he'll grow up, make some good eating. And I've got this. So we're gonna send him back. Ho, man. Oh, look. Bluegill, sunfish, pumpkin seed, million names for these. Scrappers, I'll tell you. So in other news, I'm going back to the studio tomorrow in Tulsa, and I've been cutting an album full of songs that are just, you know, me and my guitar, kind of what you see down there when I'm playing a lot of my house gig in Eureka Springs. And so the premise is it's me and you hanging out in my record room, and I'm playing you tunes, and we're joking around and laughing and stuff. And so I've got some backing, I think, that's going to help me on this. And I think it'd be a really good thing to send out to people from all over the place that, you know, just happen upon seeing me or whatever, and they can take home some little memento reminder of how I made them feel. That's what it's about. It really is. I can play all kinds of hard, complicated music, and, you know, a majority of an audience that's not there expressly to see you, you're focusing on like kind of like vibe management, mood management. You know, you're setting the whole vibe for the whole place. And so I enjoy people, and I enjoy talking to them, and I enjoy playing, and, you know, telling stories and all that. And so this album, it's just me in the studio, just playing it right on live, no jacking around, no big time edits, no overdubs. It's just me and my guitar. And so I feel like that's a pretty good part of what I'm doing, and might be interesting to some people. And so it's going to have some of my original tunes on it, some new songs you probably haven't heard, and then, you know, I'm doing some of my derangements, you know, as I call them. I play, you know, familiar songs, but sort of doing my own little way. It's fun. I enjoy it, and people seem to be liking it, so I wanted to document it. And I'll have it, you know, a little bit further along here in a little while. I'll let you know what's up. You know, I don't get in any hurries when it comes to this stuff. So, should I do it on LP? Should I do it on CD? Should I do it on cassette? Should I just not do it? I don't know. I mean, I'm just like, I like to create music. I like to do this stuff, and I've just never been very diligent about the marketing part of it, which is vast. It's kind of like what I was talking about earlier, you know, it's just marketing. People say, well, marketing, that's so pompous and blah, blah. Like, well, not marketing is pretty pompous too, if you think about it. You're just expecting people to automatically discover this music, but you fight with the, God, are people getting sick of me? Or, God, I just talk about this all the time. Or, you know, it's a real struggle. And so, I don't know. I like music. I like doing it. And for people that like listening to it. And so that's kind of where I'm at with this thing. The Saturday night part of the festivities, a lot of times over there, I've sort of dubbed it as Matt Mason's Electric Campfire, which, you know, basically means I've had a rotating cast of musicians come in there and different things, and different bass players. I had a steel player, a few gigs. I've had, you know, pretty much that same drummer, Greg from Springfield, but, you know, I like to shake it up a little bit. And so, you know, it's been kind of fun, because just playing all kinds of different songs out of my repertoire, past and present, and not so much focused on so much originals at that gig, just kind of figuring out who's around, and who wants to play, and who can play, and, you know, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm having a good time doing that about twice a month over there. Man, they just robbed me just blind. Look at this, blind. It's a big hook, and so if you got smaller fish, you want smaller hook. If you want bigger fish, you got to put bigger hook, which means you got to contend with the smaller fish bothering you. But once you get that, then you got the big hook, and there's going to be a big fish that'll grab it. So that's what I learned about fishing too, you know. It's kind of like life, kind of like music. if things ain't going well, take your bait to another pond, and that's what I had to do to keep going in music. And I don't know, Tulsa, they sound like they're good to go and all this stuff, but man, I tell you, I'm watching these locals struggle like I struggled, and I finally got tired of it. I couldn't take it anymore. I had to go somewhere else. And that was, you know, kind of explained to me early on that, you know, you can only get so far staying around your hometown. So, there you go. It's true. It is true. That is true. And so, I'm enjoying myself and having a good time, making some music, making some money, so. Why don't y'all come over there sometime? We'll see you. Hang out. Good fun. All right, well, I'm gonna see what kind of more fish I can catch. See you on the road.